Learning patience is very valuable. It helps us make sure we are making sound choices. It helps us maintenance our environments with awareness. Despite how much we may want things to grow faster, patience helps us ensure the growth is manageable, thorough, and consistent. Without patience, we are perpetually in a hurry, which leads to injury, mistakes, and problems. Without patience, we forget to look below the surface and focus on the details. I encourage patience so we can all appreciate the nuances in our journey, respecting the obstacles and lessons learned. This hibiscus is the same hibiscus we've done several videos on. Check out this bloom today. This bloom is already starting to go away because the flowers are all temporary. I think it's really important we appreciate all of the stages of the flower. Before it flowers, as it's flowering, the flower itself, and after it's flowered. Make sure you appreciate the entire process. The flower is one part, but there are many stages. Sayings like work smart, not hard, were meant to suggest using your intellect to maximize efficiency in your work. Somewhere along the line of time, it started to mean work less. As we spend more time in the offices and on screens and less time in trades and getting our hands dirty, work smart, not hard can be misleading. We should all remember maintenance takes work, but with awareness and patience, we can effectively maximize our progress, leading to stronger communities and healthier environments. Hi, here are some ways to support your community during times of adversity. 1. Engage your community. Conversation is essential to progress. Number 2. Listen to those who haven't been heard and give time to others. Number 3. Share your resources. Number 4. Care for each other and leave one another uplifted. When facing challenges, it's really important we rely on our community and lean on each other for support. Today we're going to plant this potato ivy that's been in water for several months in some soil. Step 1, I'm going to get some soil and put it into the planter. Step 2, we're going to gently lift the plant out of the vase. And we're going to gently spread the roots ever so slightly. Step 3, I'm going to sit it inside of the planter. Step 4, I put some more soil on top. Make sure to put soil all the way around the roots. Next step is to water the ivy to make sure that the roots survive because they've been living in water for so long. And I use the water that they've been living in. Asparagus ferns outside Rulia with a banana tree in the middle is a plant combination experiment I put together 2 years ago. The experiment for Zone 9 was a success. Over the course of the 2 years, they grew out and created a beautiful multi-textured purple flowering broad green leaf aesthetic. Experiment done, ferns getting too big, time for something new. That's the sound of me losing a battle of leverage with the roots of my fern. Time to get a new shovel. As I get my replacement, I'm reminded how deeply rooted life can become to an area within just a few years. Uprooting and relocating has to be done with care. It can be difficult to reroot, establish new relationships, grow beyond the old form, but it can also be what's needed to create new and healthier roots in our future. Things will get out of hand if we don't look closely and strive for balance. A common problem people face when buying new plants that most people are unaware of is that the plant may not be happy where you put it when you get it home. The sweet potato vine was a rescue, and originally I put it on the right side of this elephant ear. On this side of the elephant ear, it was stunted and did not grow out. On this side of the elephant ear, it's not only grown out, but it's also grown down. Sometimes we need to remember to change our location if we're feeling stunted in our growth, because a change of location could be all that you need to maximize your potential. Hola amigos, buenos dias. Today we're going to learn how to braid some Rulia. Rulia grows in a long stem and shoots off smaller stems out of the nodes. Next we're going to cut off those nodes and cut the long stem at the size of the nodes, and then we're going to braid them all together. Next we're going to break off all of the leaves except for the very top few. Now that I have 3 that are the same size, I'm going to braid them starting from the bottom. Using an elastic, I'm securing the base of the 3 so that I can braid them easily going up. And to finish it off, I'm going to add 1 more piece of elastic to the very top just to help them stay for the next couple weeks, and then I can remove that later because they will be nice and braided together. Oh, flower for you! Today we're going to be planting a propagated pineapple. How do we know when our pineapple is ready to plant? Well, we look at the roots. If your roots have gotten to be more than 1.5 inches long, well, this pineapple is going to survive in soil. Step 1 to planting, make sure you got a planter and get yourself some soil. Now you're going to spread the soil out in the center. Going to take your pineapple, you're going to open the roots at the bottom, and you're going to put some soil all around the base. Next step, very important, make sure to water it thoroughly. Because it's been living in water, it's going to be a bit of a shock to move to soil. So just make sure you give it an extra amount of water in the beginning. I like to use the water it's been living in. Native to Mexico, Rulia is a hardy evergreen purple flowering shrub. Over the last 2 years, blazing heat, harsh frost, flooding, and high winds were no match for the roots of this plant. Despite difficult conditions where other plants couldn't take it, Rulia did more than survive. It thrived. I knew taking this much shrub out would be hard work, but I didn't know it would lead to my first loss in tug-of-war with Rulia roots. There are millions of plants, and just like people, each one has an intricate history and root pattern. This will never be seen without hard work and awareness. The more we dig deeper, the easier it is to see how connected our roots are. Be kind. Be kind so that we're helping each other versus running over each other. Be kind so that you can bring a smile to every situation and environment you encounter. We may not agree with each other, and we may not even like each other, but it's really important that we're kind to each other so that we can build stronger communities and healthier environments. So today, guys, we're going to talk about these canna lilies and these elephant ears and how they come together. Howdy, neighbor! You know what, guys? We'll talk about those canna lilies and elephant ears later. Make sure you go and talk to your neighbors and promote community. It's the best way for us to go forward in our future. Howdy, neighbor.
How you doing?
Doing great. Be patient. Be patient so that we can see the nuances in every situation we find ourselves in. Be patient so we don't create more problems. Be patient so we're not in a hurry and tripping. It's easy to stumble if we're moving too fast. If you slow down, you'll see the holes and find ways around them. This photos has been in this water for about 8 months. Today, we're going to show you how to plant it. Step 1. Get some soil. I try to fill the soil up about 1/3 of the pot to make sure that the roots are going to sit in the center and be able to occupy the entirety of the space. Step 2. Gently pull your plant out of its home. Step 3. As gently as you can, open the roots. Step 4. Gently sit it down and make sure to spread those roots. Next step, put some soil on top. Last step, make sure to water it thoroughly. Because it's been living in water for so long, going to soil could be a shock. So I like to give it an extra amount of water, usually the water that it was living in.